Finally, the trailer for Christopher Nolan's upcoming film Interstellar has landed, if you excuse the pun, and I'm really excited for this one. I really am. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan. I think that he's had a few wobbles here and there, but for the most part, over the past 10 years, he's just been on top of his game. And I think he's brought a level of critical and commercial success and melded them together in a way that very few directors actually have. Now, the trailer, a link to the trailer I'll put down below. It was leaked actually a few days ago. Well, there was a sort of camera record, I don't know what I'm doing here, camera recorded version of the trailer, which was all shaky and not very good. And then they've released the full version now, so you can go and check that out. It doesn't give away a lot, but what it does do is it sets the tone of what the film hopefully will be. We see Matthew McConaughey in the trailer briefly, but we hear his voiceover throughout it, and it's all about how humanity has given up exploring the world, exploring the universe, exploring reality, and how when we set our sights on the moon, when we set our sights on these great goals, that aspiration drives us to achieve greater things. And I actually fundamentally believe that. In real life, away from cinema, I really genuinely do believe that. So I'm looking forward to a film that explores those issues. Throughout the trailer, we're really just seeing things that mankind has achieved previously. Now, I'm going to say this, it has a bit of a Star Trek feel to it for me. It has a little bit of that idea of boldly going, where no one has gone before. I'm a big Star Trek fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing something that has exploration at its heart, not just physically going out and exploring the universe, but also exploring issues that maybe will can be connected to the way we are today, and a speculative aspect to it as well. That's the problem with the new Star Trek movies, is that they didn't have that element of it, and that's a huge part of what Star Trek is. As much as I kind of enjoyed the reboot movies, the exploration and finding out about ourselves, humanity, going out there and exploring, that's a huge part of what makes Star Trek great in my eyes. So I'm looking forward to seeing a film by currently one of the best filmmakers in the world, in my opinion. Hopefully knocking this one out of the park. There's stuff floating about where they're saying that the film involves a time travel aspect. I don't know how keen I am on this, and a sort of alternate reality aspect. Is he going the sort of Solaris route? I kind of hope not, because we don't really need that again. I'm hoping that Christopher Nolan surprises me with something really, really thought-provoking and at the same time exciting and entertaining. If you saw my review that I just did last week on Gravity, I enjoyed Gravity. I thought it was good, but it was a disaster movie. It wasn't a science fiction film. It wasn't thought-provoking beyond the cliched just let go part of that movie that we're just getting constantly churned out by Hollywood. So I'm looking forward to something that deals with more than that. And Christopher Nolan, for the most part, has been great. Inception's my favourite film that he's done so far, in terms of, I think it's very clever and it's just really well put together. The writing's fantastic, the cinematography is fantastic, the acting's fantastic. Everything about that movie is just phenomenal to me. I think The Dark Knight Rises wobbled a little bit. I did do a kind of spur of the moment review on this channel of it at the time, and I think now that the dust has settled, I realise that it does have quite a lot of problems. Still, I love the Batman trilogy that he did, or the Dark Knight trilogy that Nolan did, so I'm hoping that he's still at the top of his game, because I had this conversation with one of my friends. How long can Christopher Nolan stay at the top of his game? How long can he keep knocking films out of the park? I don't know why I keep saying knocking things out of the park. I've never used that before, but I'm going to stick with it. So I would really, really hope if we can get a science fiction movie that's speculative, that deals with space exploration and how that affects humanity, if we can get something like that, that's on a par with Inception, I will be absolutely delighted. I'll be so happy because everyone's talking about Hollywood producing loads of science fiction movies at the moment. There's loads that are in production, there's loads that have been released, but none of them so far that I've seen have really been what science fiction is truly about. And to me, science fiction is a genre. If you can define it as a genre, it's not just based around technology or speculative technology. You know, in that way, you could call James Bond science fiction or superhero movies science fiction. To me, science fiction is about exploring what's out there and what's in here, and that's what I'm really, really looking forward to. So check out the trailer below and let me know what you think about it. I know some people have complained that as a teaser trailer, it's really a tease because you don't really see much of the movie. I prefer that to the trailers that we get that spoil things. They put like their best moments in the trailers, and you're like, I really like to have been surprised by that moment, but instead they put it in the trailer just so that they would get my money. They would have probably got my money anyway if it was a good film. So check out the trailer below, Facebook pages below, Twitter, all that stuff, and I will be back soon with something Christmassy, maybe. I don't know. Christmas tree. You see it? It's Christmas. Anyway, if you're watching it in this video in March, that doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, okay, I'm going to go before I rabble myself into nothingness. Right, bye for now.